First off, a disclaimer. None of the modification I made on this motorcycle were to make it prettier. It actually made it a lot uglier. But I am an old man, so I did it for old man comfort.
Today I'm going to be doing a few modifications to my 2020 Kawasaki Z900RS. Many of you will not like what you see. Some of you may even be disgusted when you see what I do to this bike. All I ask is that when you leave your nasty comments, that you're very creative and you keep them clean. Look what has just arrived in the mail, a genuine piece of sheepskin. I'm no expert, but I guess they call this genuine sheepskin wool, and I'm going to make a seat cover out of it. This is medical grade, and there's different types of sheepskin. See how nice and tight it is, and it's not very tall. Just wanted to give you a before picture. See, it's kind of cut out that way. This is an animal, so you're not going to get a big, nice, perfect square. This is what you get, and it looks like, judging by the front, this is going to make a nice cover, fit nice on this motorbike. Subscribers know about this motorbike and this seat cover. This is a, see how this is a longer, furrier seat cover. It's all kind of matted and nasty right now. I need to wash it and get it fluffed back up. But it's a longer, thicker cover, and you can feel, even when you sit on it, you can kind of feel it when it gets bunched up and stuff like that. That's why I'm trying this medical grade one, to see the difference, and we'll see how it holds up. We can compare them, and we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. This is the finished product, and it kind of drapes on the seat over it like so, and it will drape and fit better as time passes. But that's pretty much what we have now, and that's pretty much how it looks. I kind of like this dull buff color. It kind of matches sort of the bike. I'll show you how I attached it underneath the seat now. So under the seat, all I did was sew a strap here. This is actually a guitar strap sewn onto the sheepskin, wool, whatever. And see, it just slips over this, which locks in. So that's nice. That's all it does, is slip over it. The two sides, Velcro, and I stapled the Velcro to the seat so that it would stay, and it's sewn on the other end over here. The back part, and I thought this was crafty of myself of doing. This is the tool kit. It's held on with 2 wing nuts. This is a screwdriver that goes through it. So all I did was sew a little, I don't know, whatever, loop, and then sewed it to here. So I just take this off, stick the screwdriver through the loop, and it holds it on. That way you can take this cover off real quick and easy if you so desire. The cover does take away from the looks of the motorbike, but if I'm going on a long trip, I gotta have it. There's nothing better than these sheepskin covers for riding on a motorcycle. Before I do any mods to the seat or anything like that, I'm gonna put a sheepskin cover on it. Not only that, I have a Corbin seat on my other motorcycle and still use the sheepskin cover with it. It's made to be really easy to remove, you know, put on and off. So if you're just riding around locally, take the thing off. If you're going on a 1,000-mile trip or a 2,000-mile trip, you know, throw that thing on there and be comfortable while you ride. Pullback handlebar risers. I could not wait to get these things in the mail. They're going to put the bars back and up a little bit. Also, I'm going to flip these original risers under here. If you turn them 180, it'll give me an extra little bit back, and that's what I need. You can see there's a gap here in the back before I get started, so they're tightening the front first, then the back. It's what it appears to be. Oh, and they got these things tight. Whoop. Woo. Hold on 1 second. Now, that's better. A little clip right here, retainer, hairpin clip, whatever. Oh, ooh, just popped off. I gotta see if I can find it. I found it, just a little hairpin retainer or safety clip. 17mm nut here, nut head. With the nuts off, this is still tight right here. I'm not sure what's going on. Might be splined or something. I'm going to give it a little tap with a rubber hammer. That didn't take much at all, it just took just a little bit. It's just a nice tight fit, which is good. So now you can see clearly that this side is longer than the other side. So when you flip it this way, the bars are going to be closer to the gas tank, closer to me, closer for my short little arms. I do have a small fear that my cables and hoses and stuff aren't going to be long enough, but we'll see here in a few minutes. I won't tighten this nut until everything is all put together. Then tighten this up first and then come up here on the top and tighten those bolts. So I made a mistake. This is the wrong size risers. These seem to be like 1 1/8. I don't know what that converts to in millimeters. Anyways, these are too small. I think these are for 7/8, maybe 22 millimeter. I'm not sure. I got to get the right size. So we're just going to try and start by flipping these around and see how that goes. Go from there. Most likely I'll just order the right ones. Foolish mistake on my part. By the way, you don't have to take the nut all the way off. You don't have to take these all the way out. Just loosen the nut up, tap it with a hammer a little bit, rubber hammer, and then they'll come loose and you can just spin them. What a disappointment. That was the mod I was really looking forward to the most. But anyways, what I should have done, I was in a hurry and just ordered what I thought was right. What I should have done is I take a crescent wrench like this here, an adjustable wrench, get it the right size on the bars, and then take a tape measure and measure it to see what size we need to order. And that's what I should have done. And that's what I'm going to do now. And by the way, don't forget to put tape on this wrench so you don't scratch your bars up. These bars are 1 1/8. What that converts to millimeters, I'm not sure. I'll have to convert it and get some more risers coming. It's been a month. I ordered like 4 sets of risers total. This is my 4th set right here. These will work. I was just trying to be cheap and kept getting the cheap ones and they just wouldn't work out. So had to go with the expensive ones. I will slap them on there and show them to you. This is what they look like before I install them. I'm in the process of relocating the cables and hoses on this thing, and it is an absolute, complete and total nightmare. In order to do it, I had to unbolt the tank and move it to the side, and it is very stressful. Things are very, very tight up in and under the headlight and stuff like that. So this is a job, a much bigger job than I anticipated. Although this is the 4th set of handlebar risers, they are still not the right set. So when you look down in the hole here, the hole doesn't line up like it's supposed to. I may have to drill it out a little bit bigger or something to make it fit. I'm going to make it fit because I want these risers on here. There is a look at the risers. They're finally installed. And what a struggle, what torment that was installing them. But everything worked out pretty good. The cables are all nice and free. Some I had to put behind the fork, some in front. But even at full lock, they never touched the gas tank or anything like that. So I'm pretty pleased with it. Not extremely pleased, but when you do risers, this is what you're going to run into. I don't really recommend doing it. Our pretty little Kawasaki plate here will no longer fit the bike, and that is because those are the wrong risers on there. I don't even know if they make risers that fit this bike, but I did also know this going into it, and I'm okay with it because I need to put my GoPro mount on there and a GPS mount. I've already installed my phone mount, so you know, I'm going to have to sacrifice this beautiful little bracket. Now on to the windscreen. I already installed this part of it. It only has 3 screws or something and 3 rubber nuts on the back side and these caps. Real easy to do. I just wanted to look at it all together. This is a pyramid windscreen, but it's actually made by Poog. And what they do is just paint them to match the bike. And I think so far that they did a decent job. I haven't seen it out in the sunlight, but it looks pretty good. These brackets will go on next, and they have a shoulder on them right here. So that shoulder will go on this back side like that, like so. And that's so you don't crush the plastic. And then you have one little screw and one little plastic washer to attach them with. That's what it looks like on a crappy camera when it's installed. This headlight bezel has to be removed so I can access the nut behind this right here. There are 2 like Allen screws here and here. 12mm wrench for this nut. Rubber trim goes around where the headlight bezel goes, so I'm going to slip that on right now. Looks like it may have to be trimmed up too after we get it on. It's kinked up and damaged here. I'll just put it on off camera. Update, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm still trying to put this piece on. It's all distorted and garbage. And no, it shouldn't take me that long, but it's all messed up. This is not a big deal, but it's very frustrating when you spend a bunch of money on something. This happens often. You get it in the mail, and it just doesn't work. So I'm having to paw all my new paint, try and shove this garbage on. It probably won't never stay on anyways. You know, it gets ridiculous after a while having to do this kind of stuff. Do a little quality control. Why don't you do a little quality control and check things out first? I forgot to peel this off on this side, look, where it's bolted in there, so don't forget to do that. Now what they want you to do is put this in the exact right location where it's supposed to go. Like so. Look at this. Hopefully that bezel will hold this crap on. What I ended up having to do is cut this in 2 sections. It had a bad section in it. I cut it out and put it together. It looks like crap. I'll have to get a new piece. Anyways, you put this back where it belongs right there. And now they want you to take these screws out and these screws out. Tighten the nuts in this spot. These outer ones. Put your bezel back on and then put your screen back on. I installed the headlight bezel and also these rubber bumpers back here, and they go, I just put them so that they would position against the gauges here. Now we'll snap it on, or hopefully we'll snap it on. So that's what it looks like with a fairing on it. Although I was a little frustrated installing this, it looks pretty good. The paint's not a perfect match. My paint is a little darker. Theirs is a little more green, but I don't see how they could have done any better job without the motorcycle actually there in front of them. It's difficult to match paint, you know, without it right there in front of you, especially like a candy paint like this. Windshield, handlebar risers, and sheepskin seat cover all installed. Only thing left to do now is to take this thing for a rip and tell you folks my opinion on all of these mods.
I want to start with the seat cover. That's the easiest. I just love it. It's just soft on my butt and I just love it. So I don't know what to tell you. It's ugly. The seat cover's ugly. I mean, not terrible, but it's pretty bad. But if I'm going on a long trip, my butt will thank Benny. The handlebar risers, absolutely 100%. I just love it. I love this seating position. I needed to be a little bit more upright and I needed to be a little bit more back. And so for me, these are great. I just wish that Kawasaki would offer, like they do on the Vulcan or something, you know, different peg positions, different handlebar positions, stuff like that for different folks. Not everybody's all the same size. The risers have greatly improved my seating position, but don't do it. Don't do it unless you're a professional. Don't do it unless you have the right risers. Don't do what I did in this video at all. The reason why is because this motorcycle will kill you. If a throttle cable sticks or something like that, you're dead. This thing is dangerous. I made sure to take precautions in checking all that stuff very thoroughly. If you leave a wire unplugged and you can't hit your kill switch button, you're dead. This motorcycle will kill you. The risers do change the way it feels a little bit as far as driving it. I can tell a little difference. Not good or bad, just something to get used to. Look at all these dump trucks. Hey, dump truck. Here comes another dump truck. He waved, but he didn't hit the horn. All right, so what do we got last? Oh, the windshield. The windshield, the windscreen. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you people. I bought the windscreen because I like the way it looks. Not only that, I had hoped it would help protect my GPS and stuff right here in front of me. Keep the rain off of it a little bit. But mostly, I mean, I can't lie to you. I like the way it looks. It reminds me of the old Nighthawks, Honda Nighthawks and stuff. They had those cool little fairings on them sometimes. Watch this thing rip, watch. Woo! It just pulls the front wheel off the ground. It's crazy. This thing is crazy, insano. I love this motorcycle. There is an issue with the windscreen, and it is buffeting. So I'm gonna turn around. Let me get on down the road, a better road where I'm hoping you guys can hear the noise. You can hear the buffeting. I'm hoping that when I tilt my head down to a certain level. But we'll see what happens. The windscreen, I can feel it right here is the top of you might even be able to see. This is it. This is the protection I'm getting right here. It goes up to about here. Here's the issue I'm having. When I tilt down, can you hear that? Straight up, I'm good. Listen. Hear that? Hear that buffeting? I'm hoping you guys can hear that. Watch. Hear that awful buffeting? If I'm straight up, I'm clear. I'm 5'7", so if I was just a hair taller, it'd be good. I hate buffeting. I hate wind buffeting. And I'm going on a long trip, and I don't know what I'm going to do about this windshield deal. It's helpful, I know, but I don't know if I can stand that buffeting for the little bit of wind and stuff. I don't know. This is nice, though. It covers this whole area. You know, takes the wind off of you, so it's not bad. It's decent. All right, guys, I'm sorry, but I got to cut this short. I'm actually going on a trip. When you see this video, I'll have been gone probably for 2 weeks, and hopefully be posting a video where I took a trip on this motorcycle, and it's just down to the wire, man. I'm getting everything done and everything done at the house so that I can go on this trip. Everything done on my motorcycle so I can go on this trip. I'm all stressed out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. That helps my channel to grow, guys. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time, hopefully with a good video on a road trip.